Kansas News Leader.
A home for survivors of sexual exploitation is gearing up for its first ever Hope for a Home benefit. Heidi Pittman and Terry Hund with Project to Restore are here to tell us about their work and how you can help. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And it is an interesting facet, as we've been talking about International Women's Day, that there still is this challenge that women face, and exploitation being one of them. So Heidi, what is Project to Restore? What did you notice is the situation that's happening? And what did we need to do to help?
Yeah, well, Project to Restore's vision is to help survivors of sexual exploitation to live in fearless freedom, walk in biblical truth, and embrace a sustainable future. And we could just really see that there's still exploitation happening, whether that's in our communities or even in our home with the online devices that children are on.
What do you think, Terry, exploitation actually means, if we have to explain it to people? Because I think when we talk about a home and recovery, we think about domestic violence, right. And we maybe think about other things with sex crimes. But what do you see with exploitation has been happening today that puts women at risk?
You know, exploitation can be considered a lot of things. You know, most of us think of being taken, you know, the standing on your driveway and someone nabs you, and that's not the case at all. Exploitation is of the vulnerability. So when someone is vulnerable, could be a family situation or whatever it is, when any kind of a vulnerable situation becomes an opportunity for a trafficker to exploit them.
And I think it's very scary too. We've talked about this. I did some work with a project with you previously in previous years, and that if a young lady runs away, within 24 hours, they may be approached by someone who may traffic them. That's amazing.
Yes.
What happens if they're able to get out of that situation, Heidi, that they need help with?
Yeah. Well, there's really 3 phases to this type of ministry. There's the crisis intervention. So that's the team that comes in to help intervene in crisis situations. And then there's the stabilization. That's the team that helps stabilize them and help them to figure out what the next step is going to be. And we're that final piece. We're the restoration. We're a 2-year program that wraps around them to help with their physical, emotional, and spiritual needs.
How difficult is that recovery? How long is that road?
That recovery can be a lifetime. So for us, it's 2 years, but that barely just is like the top level, because the trauma is so devastating in a woman's life that it can take her a lifetime for healing. But we give her the tools now to begin to start that healing process. So it's a long time. And I mean, I've known survivors for years and that are still suffering from some of the traumas, because the trauma is so incredibly devastating.
Well, you need help to help these ladies.
Yes.
So Heidi, what do you have coming up?
Yes. So thank you so much for having us and giving us the opportunity to share. We're having our first annual Hope Has a Home benefit for Project to Restore. We'll be celebrating on Thursday, March 30th at the Foundry here in town from 6 to 7:30. We'll be featuring appetizers, desserts, specialty drinks, and coffees from local vendors. We'll also recap the year, give some updates, and share stories of hope. We have our guest speaker, Barry Feaker, which we're just so excited that he's going to be joining us. And our goal is that we would raise $150,000. And that money will go toward the 24/7 care for the programs and the services that we provide for our survivors over that 2-year period that they're with us.
About how many women have you helped so far?
We've had the opportunity, we just opened, we've had the opportunity to help 4 survivors so far.
And that's just after opening. So you know that the need is there, and you need that
Mm-hmm.
financial foundation to continue it. So
Absolutely.
if you can help, Hope Has a Home is a benefit for Project to Restore. That's Project the number 2 Restore, 6 o'clock, March 30th at the Foundry Event Center. That's in Southwest 33rd in Topeka. You can donate, or you can get your tickets. Tickets are $50, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you can get those right now at the Project number 2 Restore, theprojecttorestore.org. Heidi and Terry, thank you so much for sharing your work and for letting us know how you are meeting this need that has been existing and continues to emerge in our community.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your efforts. We have more weather to worry about. We are slowly but surely trying to make that way towards spring. We'll find